Hello, 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 everybody. It's been so long. It's been so long. I mean, it has literally been a week. Because I got sick on Tuesday. Wah, you missed. You only half hit me with the cheese, but thank you, Rogan. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the nonsense that is this. As you can hear from my voice, despite the fact that I am fine, I haven't been sick for a few days now. Um, you can probably still tell that my voice is off. I guess I've just destroyed my voice box. I don't know. Um, I'm sure I will live, and it will get better with time. Um, but today is hobby night, and today is also a special hobby night because we're going to be unboxing a box that has been sitting here for a very long time, wanting to be unboxed by moi. So we're going to get over to the right thing. I'm going to turn this music down because this music is still a little bit loud, and show you some cool toys. Nope, not that one. Ah, perfect start. Perfect start. We are going to be doing this definitely isn't going to show up on my screen. Hang on. It's the Deathrattle box. Why is my camera so zoomed in? I don't know. Whatever. It's a big box. It's chunky. Look, here's a hand. Here's my hand. Oh, wait. Here's a bottle. Here's my hand. Here's box. Now you definitely fully understand the scale of this box because I have put things into perspective for you. Any complaints? I can't help you. But look. Ooh. Illegal gray shirt. No, it's because skeletons. So it has. Okay, first things first. Here's my first review. Um, no banana. I don't know how big it is. What's the thing that you'll definitely know the size of? Look. Here's a pocket watch in scale to it. Yeah, that's the size of this box. Because you know how big this pocket watch is, right? Chatting. And yes, that is this, by the way, so everyone knows who's new here. This is my primary watch. This is the watch that I use all the time. So there you go. Um, I am one of those people. I do not use a wristwatch. Okay, so first complaint. Let's start off this with a proper Games Workshop review. Hey Games Workshop, what happened to the cool art things you used to put at the top of these boxes? I mean, your logo's pretty and all, but what happened to the cool art? Huh? Where is it? I want to know. Because also, look, this is so thrilling. It's the same on both sides. Wow. Well, we don't need to see that anymore. Look at all these beautiful sprues. Woo! 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 So, I'm gonna put this on my lap, I guess, so we can see. So, we have these sprues. These are the sprues for the Barrow-nites. Also, that's a terrible idea to leave a sprue down there because anyone was to see. Yeah, they look really freaking cool. I've seen the banner rod be broken. Who's banner rod? Go on. Fine. Yeah. I don't think anything's broken in this. But yeah, you got options of Swordy or Lancy. So you got Swordy or Lancy. I'm probably gonna make mine with Swordies. I made my Blood Knights with Lances. Not a real Banimal, that's true, that's true, that's true. They have very, very, very cool shields, which hopefully you'll be able to see. Like they have this cool like ancient script design. And also, because the Baronites are supposed to be like ancient undead warriors from Shaiish, the Realm of Death, what they've done is they've made them look old-fashioned in weird ways. So they don't have a round shield. They don't have a like a square shield or anything. They have this weird, almost flower-shaped shield. They're like the funny thing is that they are technically 8-pointed stars, but they don't look chaosy at all, which is cool. Bunch of the helmets also have the bat ears that they match the barrel guard. And there's 5 in here. Yeah, no, these are very cool. Oh, and of course, the traditional skeleton musical instrument. Oops. Come on. It's a horn, for those who can't tell, because it won't flip in focus. Come on. Whatever. There's a big horn here. It's very cool. So all these horns can be blown without lips or lungs or anything, because it turns out you don't need to. So that's very cool. Is there anything cool on this sprue that's different? I'm gonna be honest, Rogan. I had A, completely forgotten, and B, I genuinely don't have any A4 paper. Blank A4 paper. All the paper that I have is in notebooks and it's lined. But yeah, you're right, I should just do that. I mean, I can try this as a temporary. Is that focusing better? Oh my god. Rogan, why didn't you yell at me about this more? I'm so mad right now. Hello, Nemit. Right, okay, well, there we go. This is gonna have to stay here now. I genuinely don't think I have any, like, just white paper. Wow. You gotta complain more though, Rogan. You gotta lodge your protest in a way that I actually remember. So we also have a lot of sprues here. 4. There should be 4 of these in total. For the Barrowguard. So these are the on foot guys. So we got these big same sort of starry, but also these are like kite shields. So you got like a regular rounded kite shield down here. It looks very old fashioned, but there's a starry one there. Cool banner with stars and stuff. And they have the choice of halberd or sword and shield. I genuinely haven't decided yet if I want to do halberds or sword and shield. I'm tempted by halberds because all of my skeletons are sword and board. So having like the elite guys be with halberds could be quite cool. But also these shields are really freaking cool. Two-wheeled halberds, that would be cool too. Yeah, all of these sprues are identical, so they come in threes, like three mini sprues, and then there's 2 identical sprues per box. And then this box has 20, so each one of these makes 5. Which is amazing that they didn't sell them in 5s. So we have all 20 of those, which is very, very cool. But they are all identical sprues. And then we have this boy. This is one hero on this amount of stuff. The base is incredible. So straight up, like the base is like the sarcophagus is like laid into the ground, and then Knight or like Steed is on top of um a cool sarcophagus, and it's all cracked and broken. Looking at the symbols of it, it's very star related, so I'm assuming that they want it to connect to the Age of Myth, but the Age of Myth before Sigmar's Pantheon, maybe? Because this is almost a Macedonian star down here. Um, I'm trying to see if there's any other things. Yeah, these are very similar to Macedonian stars. So I think that's what they're going for. And this makes the king or it makes the lord. I'm making a king because, of course, my skeletons need a king. Yeah, it's very cool. Oh, and they have these cool cool axes with a moon. Yeah, and a little doot. There's a little doot there. Pretend that one of these is Boromir if you want. No, this is a very, very, very nice sprue. I will probably make this one first, because it will be easiest to make. And look, another one of these. Wow, this is so cool. I'm so excited by it. I'm not in the slightest excited. And then, okay, we have all of this stoofs. This is what the bottom of the box looks like. Got like inlays. It's got all the bases in there. So there's no point taking them out until I actually make stuff. So you get the cool little box. I say the cool little box. The very flimsy, looks very pretty, but it's actually very flimsy thing of books. As you can see, I took the rulebook out already because I wanted to read the rulebook, which I'll get to in a little bit. And then this has stuff in it. I don't think it has it. Yeah. No fancy dice. None of your fancy dice. Oh, actually, you know what? I have just realized I should take the bases out. Because I'm going to make stuff. Oh, these are on, that's interesting. So, I don't necessarily know what other people thought, but the, Baronites are on the smaller. So this is a Blood Knight, for those who don't know. That's the difference in base size. The Blood Knights are way bigger than the Baronites. So that's cool. I didn't know that. Big Dad King. Big Dad King. Okay, so let's put the bases in here. Those are the bases for the Barragard. I mean, in points, they're not that much difference anymore, Rogan. Those are my 5 Blood Knights. So, the other stuff you get, you obviously get the instructions. Yeah. There's 20 Barragard, 5 Baronites, and then the King. It's very similar to what the combat, sorry, not combat patrol. What are they called? Spearheads? Good look. They did post what it would be. Soulblight Spearhead. Okay, fine. I'll just search Soulblight. They put it on this one? Yeah, okay, so spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul, seal your doom tonight. Oh yeah, I should get the book out. That would actually be a smart move. So oh, that's way too big. So the spearhead, which apparently doesn't like being zoomed in on. Spearhead is not the mounted king, a foot king. Which, why is my Firefox gone like this? Hello, Firefox. Why have you done there? There we go. It has the 5 knights. It has 10 Beauregard, and then it has 20 regular skeletons instead. So it is very similar, but it is different. As in this has less money value in it, I guess. But that's fine. That's not the one that I got anyway, so I got this. That one's not even out yet. And then this, if I'm not very much mistaken, which I don't think I am, is the cards. Which, this is the only way they could get me to have some. Wow. Throwing. He throws the first cheese. So Spearhead. What the fuck are these cards made of? What? How do I show you what these are made of? These are so thick. They're such a weird material. Okay, so we got Spearhead, 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 Spearhead. Okay. We got Nagash. How do I do this in a way that you can actually We got Nagash. We got Prince Vordry. I'm doing this because I want you to see how many named characters there are, by the way. Because this is absolutely ridiculous. We got Neferata. We got Manfred. May he who throws the first cheese not be lactose intolerant. True. We got Laukavai. That's a generic guy. That's a Vangorian Lord. That's hang on. Okay, so we'll put those over there. We'll put the generics here. Blades of the Hollow King. Sekar. Radukar. Radukar 2. Iva. Or Ivya? I don't know. Belladama. They're all still named characters. Lady Annika. Fritza. Vampire Lord, Vampire Lord. Okay, there we go. So we're at 13 special characters. Ivysaur? No, it's Ivya. I don't know if you get it Ivy. I guess Ivya. Radikar 2, yeah. So there's Radikar the Wolf and Radikar the Beast. And for some reason they kept Radikar the Wolf and they're getting rid of most of this other stuff. They're being weird. I'll show you when I go through the book. And then we have Mortis Engines, a White King, a White King, a White Lord, Skeletons, Baronites, Barragard, Necromancer, Corpse Cart, Deadwalker, Fellbats, Direwolves. Oh, these are the spells now. Spells. And then these are all the army rules. This is the most boring part. Those ones over there. So let's put the spearhead stuff at the back. I don't know why they've made these so small. It's just when this turns to Pokemon, I don't know, but like these are so annoying because like they're this big. If you want to track wounds on the cards, which is a good thing to do, but you have to constantly flip them to get all of their rules. They're so small. So, like, if you have them on the side of the table, you're going to have to constantly be doing this to check what they do. It's just, I don't know. Seems not great, in my opinion. My humble opinion. I still cannot get over how many name characters there are. Just buy 2 forehead. We can't even buy these yet. These aren't even for sale. These are just the special ones that come in the box. Okay, let's put this over there for now. We don't need that. Yeah, all of this is probably able to go in the recycling. But the last thing, and I don't know if this is the thing people care most about or not, is the very pretty book. The very, 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 very pretty book. Yeah. Theo. So there's a lot of people, because it's stupid. And then they also just released them. Anyway, they put them in a little PDF that you can download where all of the rules are still valid for another year. But yeah, so it's a reasonably chunky book. Very pretty book. This is the special fancy edition version, so it has this as the bookmark. I guess I put it this way around. Mostly in shot. How many books are in my Warhammer library? A lot, but I wouldn't say they're of great value. Not really, anyway. So it's a pretty good book. See, yeah, it's got lots of lovely art. Well, okay, I'm gonna get into this because it is an extremely pretty book, but I have thoughts and opinions. So, like the map, incredible. I love this. Amazing, great. More of this, please. So this is Shaiish. I can't really. That is actually genuinely almost all in frame. There's only a little bit up here you can't see. So this is a cross section of the realm of Shaiish. All of the worlds in Age of Sigmar are discs, and this is Shaiish. Hang on, I'll spell it for you. There you go. So this is a small part of one of the 8 realms. And these are continents, like, yeah, these are massive continents. So the world is very, very, very big now. But you have Loncastians down here. You have Neferata's lot up here. And then variously people all around the place. So, and again, like, it's really, really cool and pretty. There's loads of good lore in this. But this is the section of lore. Well, no, this isn't even the section of lore. This is the lore that is not unit. Lovely art of all the models. Thumbs up, great. And now we're getting into the units, sort of, but not really. These are just the lore of the characters. Now. Now. Hey, Games Workshop, now I'm gonna get mad. These pages, these absolutely stunning pages, where you have recreated the vampiric lineages. Yes, you did. You made them. Look, Von Carstein, New Lamian, not Lamian. Castelli, not Blood Dragons. Virkos, because Strigoi went away to Flesh Eaters. And Avangori, because you got rid of Neckarchs. I guess Neckarchs, like Neckarchs and Strigoi are one of these two. And they've been replaced by the Monster people and the Wolfy people. But this, very cool that you are doing this. Where is it in this section of the book? Hmm? Where does it come up in me actually playing the game? Why can't I have my new Lamian vampires? Like, that's it. That's it. Here's the customizing section of your army. Here it is. It's really careful. You don't want to miss it. There's your army rules. That's it. There's some spells, and you're done. That's it. That's all there is. There is no customization in this game. But look what you've done. You've created these again. You've made it very clear that these are all really cool and back. Like, I want to play New Lamians. I want a New Lamian themed army. I don't want that army to just be Neferata, which is what you seem to have written into your rulebook. That if you want to have one of these flavors, they have to be commanded by their Mortarch. So, so anyway, this is really, really cool. Obviously, lovely artwork. Cool bit of lore, introducing stuff. It's great. Like, this is 100% Games Workshop, do more of this. Then you've got, like, this, explaining the skeletons and vampires a bit more. And then there's some history stuff for going up to, this is Cursed City, which, if you know the board game, that's there. Then, lovely painted army. Like, this is, I think this is someone in the studios. And they, yeah. So, what's really funny about this is this isn't actually far off what my army looks like. Because my army's blue and silver. So, that's pretty funny. And then just like lots of glamour shots. Great show off the models. Okay, now, this is the last part of lore. This is a description of every single one of the models. This is the lore sections of the models, and that's it. So, all the lore is page 5 to page 25. So there is 20 pages of lore, like, in this book, and lots of that is actually just full-size pictures. Hello, Sentel and Tom, welcome. Yeah, so then this is all of the lore for all the named characters, which, like, they're named characters. I'm never going to play with them. Stop trying to force me to, is what I'm trying to tell you, Games Workshop. Like, stop doing it. Stop doing it in 40k. Stop doing it in Age of Sigmar. Stop doing it in every single game. Do not want to have to play with named characters. I want to collect them so I can play with them, but most of my games should not have them in. We got Blood Knights, which I love when they do the lighting for the Blood Knights. You get this coolness. Is a bit much in points. I think it's like, yeah, it's like 200 and something, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I imagine that all the points will be changed. I mean, they will be. All the points will be changed in 3 months anyway, so don't worry about it too much. Yeah, more explanations of all the models, White Kings, all that sort of stuff. And then all the different little units, the spells, the terrain, explaining the lore of everything. And then the most boring part. Like, genuinely, it's downhill once you get to this part of the book. Because this is fine. There's nothing wrong with this. Simple army rules, good. This is fine. This is insulting. Like, I'm done with this in 40k and Age of Sigmar. Let me customize my army. This isn't customization. This is a tournament pack that you have decided that everybody has to abide by. Like, if you want to run a tournament where this is the restriction of everything you can take at a one-day event, fine. Like, that's fine by me. If you want to have people who can play campaigns and continuing stories with their armies and not literally only pickup games or in a competitive setting, you need more than this. Which I genuinely do not think that competitive people are the majority of people who play Warhammer. And if Games Workshop does, then I would like them to demonstrate it. Because, like, give me more choice. Like, spell laws used to be 6 or 7. And then, here you go, here's all the data sheets. Yeah, they're fine. They're very boring. But what we get in the book. Yeah, and then there's the regiments written down and stuff. So yeah. And a nice summary. And I won't go to the next page, because you're not getting that for free. But yeah. It is a 2025 Games Workshop Battle Tome. No. So okay. I'm now going to show you the reason why the rules section of this book makes me mad. Okay? We're gonna go on a little trip. We're gonna go on memory lane. I came prepared. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Yes, I can show you what they used to do. And they decided you don't need it anymore. So, here's the Last Vampire Counts Army Book. This is for Warhammer. So, here we go. Look at the walls of lore. The walls of text. The walls and walls of text. Still going, because there's more text. And no, we haven't described a unit yet. What's all these things? More lore. A map? Like, I can't really show you the right way up. There's a map. So we got a map like we had in the other one. More lore. This is the only part of the lore that I am okay that they don't want to keep doing. Because this is this is very, very cool when you're looking up Warhammer lore and 40k lore, seeing things in a calendar setting format like this. The problem with this is it locks things in quite a lot. So I understand not having a strict sequence of chronological events. That is fine. Keep your game open. You don't need to lock it in. But yeah, so all of that text was just lore. And that is... Does this actually have page numbers? It does. Yeah. It was about 20 pages as well, but 20 pages of solid text. Okay. Let's get into the army. Again, the rules for the actual, like, the army rules weren't that complicated, but they were more complicated than they are now. Possibly. Depending on how you think of it. There was more wiggle room in this. The modern ones have very strict language, and they're nicely blocked off, and the layout is better. Are the rules more straightforward or clearer? I don't actually think so when it comes to the army rules for vampires, because vampires were very, very easy. They were undead, and then they had the general rule. So basically, if your general died in an undead army, your army would start falling to pieces because the magic animating them had gone, because your general was the person who animated. Then, going through every character like thing. So the rules are here, There's the lore. There's the like giving you information about this. This is down here. This is lore. And yeah, every single one of them. And also here's the other thing. Not just the lore thing here. You will also notice something else is very important. This is a vampire. Right? This is not Nagash, Lord of the Undead. The first thing you see when you get to the rules part of this book is, ooh, my army's going to be cool vampires. I'm going to be able to make my own cool vampire hero. That's awesome. That is so cool and amazing. Whereas this freaking new one, you're confronted by the god of death itself. It's like, oh, okay, that seems a bit grand. I don't think he's going to show up, you know, to every little skirmish. Necromancers, White Kings. Like, these are all going to be familiar. They're all different names, though, because this is Warhammer, obviously. This isn't Age of Sigmar. But, like, I'm hoping people are understanding the amount of content in these books that has been deleted. Now, I do know that these books... Sorry, I just mute myself. Like, the new books, the Age of Sigmar books, are way cheaper for them to make. Because these, you have to pay somebody. That you have to pay somebody to write this lore. And they did. And all of this really great lore that makes you actually invested in the units and models that you're playing with. Why would you need that? That's irrelevant. That's not numbers. Blah, blah. And okay, sorry, did I miss the start of it? No. Okay. Here we go. We are at the end of the rules of all the units. At the end, we have now appended, here is the optional unique heroes you can play with if you want to play with like historical settings. Yeah, where they should be at the end of a book. Irrelevant, not part of the core game. Optional extras, not mandatory. And they're all in here. Of course, everyone's favorites. Kemler and Krell. Got a big wizard hat. And then the end of the book, like, I'm pretty sure yeah. So, after all of the rules for all the characters, then we got the spell lore. Which, again, here you will see. You will notice there are 7 spells in this, not 3. Then all the magic, sorry, these are the vampire powers. So, this one did change. I will show you the previous one. You weren't bound into a particular bloodline. You could make your own, basically. So you could make a Lamian by taking like Beguile and stuff like that. You could make a Von Carstein. You could make whatever you wanted, but they weren't restricted to being a particular dynasty. But this is build your own vampire. That's what this is. I know it's a wall of text to most people, but it's build your own vampire. Then we have unique magic items. You'll notice that there was 3. In this, these are the unique ones. Now, this edition of Warhammer Fantasy had, like people much more relied on common magic items. So these ones were not necessarily used as much, but that's just how people played it. But you can see that there is a lot of variety just in like the unique ones here. And then we get all the cool models. Obviously, these are from back in the day. Look at all those square bases. Like, yeah, all the cool models. This is what we love. What we love. And now I will show you how close we are to the end of the book. Okay, there's like maybe 10 pages left of the book. Here's the army list. Here's the army list. Here's what they are. Thank you very much, Mom. Yeah, I'm just going through, trying to show people how and I mean this in a not positive way, how little there is in modern Games Workshop books. Yeah. And you can see, and further to the point, customization options. You can customize your characters in here. You can buy your mounts down here. You can go Coven Throne, Zombie Dragon, all of this cool stuff. You're allowed to make your heroes, make your characters the way that you want them to be. They are yours. You spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, or pounds, or euros, or whatever currency of your choice on these pieces of plastic. They are yours. You can do what the F you want with them. This lets you do what the F you want with them in rules. They had Heroes and Lords. It's Warhammer. This is an old book. We already went through the new book. It doesn't take very long to go through a new book. Again, all the units, and like there's rules with what rare, special, and core, and that's another kind of side thing about army composition. And then that's the summary sheet with all their profiles in one page, so you can just like go to this page if you need to quickly check something. But it doesn't have any of their rules really. So like if you needed to check if like a unit had a special rule, you'd have to go to their actual entry to check what their special rules were, but it's good enough if you need to check stats. But stats are different in Age of Sigmar. So, this is the last edition of the Vampire Army book. Also, how would I rate the covers? Honestly, Games Workshop does not mess up with the art, generally. I think they're both equally as cool. Am I more biased towards the vampire? Maybe. But then vampires are like my favorite things. But I absolutely adore the Beauregard. Like, just extremely cool. But this is also very nice. Okay. So those are those ones. Now, let's go back in time a little bit further. So this is 5th edition Vampire Counts. You'll notice it's paperback, which is really cheap for Games Workshop to produce. Look at those old Games Day pictures. Beautiful. Absolutely iconic art straight off the bat. Oh, also, absolute. Okay, no, sorry. This is a thing. The Games Workshop also genuinely shame on you, Games Workshop, for doing this. Oh.
They ruined everything, not letting you to customize your own vampire bats.
It's true. They didn't. They took it away. Thank you very much, Jojo, for the bitties. So this cool art, you'll notice down here. See this? You know, like art should have, crediting the person who made it. Yes, this book is the era where Games Workshop hadn't done that, and they had decided that everybody got credit through being part of the Games Workshop design team. No, individual artists get credit in these ones, because they're old enough. Contents, like all the people who are involved in it, again, look at all these credits. Oh, hang on, let's zoom in on them. I think it's because it's like black and gray. I think it's just struggling. Oh, no, there you go. It got it. You can see all of these people. They are all there. People involved in the making of this book with credit, not just Games Workshop design team. I'll try and hang on. You know what? Let's see if we can show you this. I don't even know if they even have that page anymore. Yeah. So this is the new book. Produced by the Warhammer Design Studio with thanks to the faithful and the Lortels for their invaluable services. So these two things, those are the playtesters of Age of Sigmar stuff. Basically, it's like I think the faithful is the competitive playtesters, and then the Lore Seekers are the like flavor playtesters. I think that's supposed to be the difference. But if you are an artist who worked on this cool book, This is where your credit is. Feels bad, right? Hi, Games Workshop. Sorry for roasting you so hard. I still love your models, but you do really shitty things to people who work on these things. And I can, like, the reason why I'm doing this as well is because, I don't know, like, I am generally very positive about Games Workshop stuff, but I just happened to be going through my old books the other day, and I was just gobsmacked by how little there is in the new stuff. Like, this is, I'm, you go, this is just about Lamia. So this is where vampires come from. Lamia is the Neferata, and you have the Von Carsteins, like a whole story here. And then the old books like these, they used to do this. So you have like an in-world like letter, if you can see that it is a letter on the page. There's like a blood stain at the top, so it's like somebody delivered this. And then there's like it's appended at the bottom with like more lore of an in character, in world person going through this stuff. I have my Dwarf Army book as well that I could show you. A map of the old world. If you wanted to know where I get inspiration for drawing lots of my maps, welcome to my past, like, I don't know, 20 years of existence is looking at Warhammer crap like this. And then all of the pins of where the different houses of vampires are. There's like a little wolf here. There's a skull here. Like wolf is Von Carstein's skull is Neckarch. This little bat thing is blood dragons. The snake is Lamians. Oh wait, no, hang on. Are these these might be Strigoi. Yeah, that's Strigoi. And then this one's the blood dragons over here. So, very cool map. Also with like the nice little map side features. You have like a little eye in a jar, like a necklace. All this stuff that just adds. Ooh, I wonder what all this stuff is. That's weird. That's a bit strange. Then explanation of the blood dragons. More lore about the blood dragons. Neckarchs. Lore about the Neckarchs. So the way that this one was set up is that each of the sub factions gets their like lore page, and then they get like an in-world story lore thing. So like that's how they separate it out. One of the coolest pieces of Games Workshop art. Like what the fuck is this? It's got like spider legs coming out, but it's like a vampire head, and then it's like a body, and then there's beetle bits. There's like claws and there's legs there. It's so cool. This is what inspires you to like want to know more about a world. This nonsense. Strigoi. They became the Flesh Eater Courts, which honestly, of all Age of Sigmar like faction glow ups, Strigoi to Flesh Eater Courts is one of the biggest glow ups because their lore is very in old Warhammer. They're basically the vampires. Their kingdom was destroyed and they were forced into exile, and then they basically became ghouls. So they just like live in the sewers and eat what flesh they can find, pretty much. So they're like very, very bestial and stuff like that. But in Age of Sigmar, they changed it a little bit to that they had a curse. So they see themselves as noble knights and they're mad. And because they're powerful vampires and magicians, their madness spills out from them and makes people around them mad. So it's just very, very cool. And then we get to this, which is the start of the rules. And again, first page, you got Necromancer and Vampires. Vampires come first, Necromancer second. And then this is all the rules for them, which is not particularly exciting, but it's one page of rules. And then Bloodlines is a special rule here. So this one you still pick the Bloodline. So for all of your vampires, you have to pick which flavor of vampire that they are, and that's like later on in the book. The layout of the books is what it is, but all their profiles, all their special rules, same thing as you saw in the other one, but again with like lots of lore, lots and lots of lore. Then all the beautiful models. This, which is actually missing from these ones now too, I think. Let me just check. I don't remember seeing it. Still here? No, I don't think it is. I think they got rid of that now. This used to still be in Age of Sigmar books, but it's now gone, from this one at least. But like, here's some suggestions on how you can paint your guys. You know, because it's like it's a hobby that you paint and collect models in. Who would possibly want this? Who's this for? It's just wasted printing, chatting. Classic skeletons, classic zombies, and then people's conversion stuff, which is really cool because there's in the older books as well. There's a lot more of other of like non-Games Workshop people's stuff in here. All the classic models. If you want to get gooey over some old models, yes, you definitely do that because these are very, very beautiful models. And they have inspired many over the years. So the Neckarchs are like spellcastery guys, very wrinkly, very dry. Blood dragons, they're the knights. Like yeah, they're just night vampires. Lamians are the first vampires. They're the intrigue vampires. So they're I mean basically they're snake obsessed ladies in the models. Von Carsteins are your stereotypicals. Age 102. It does have one. Okay, yep, thank you. I genuinely did not see it. There you go. It does still have it. Because 40k books don't have this. Age of Sigmar books did have it, and they still do. I didn't realize that it didn't because I went past it. So they do still have it. I am waiting for them to get rid of it, though, Potato, because the 40k ones have. That's fine. It's had worse on it. A single scheme now, yeah. So we got Strigwa, then we got all the Necromancers and all the stuff. All these really, really good old models. I mean, look at these banners. Like, these are free-handed banners. This is somebody's personal army down here. More free-handed banners. Yeah, it's old. This is all homemade terrain. So this is again, they stopped putting this in because these were never sets that you could buy. This was all stuff made by GW staff for like GW stores and Warhammer World and things, but you couldn't buy it. So there's a whole rule now of the stuff that appears in pictures has to be stuff that you can buy, which I think should help communicate the culture difference between this and modern GW. As in, GW doesn't want to present you anything that they can't sell you, which that's, I mean, it's not cool. Yeah, it's just kind of not cool. People are spending enough money on your models. You could support the hobby. Then we got all the magic items. Same thing as the later one. So when I show you the build your own vampire, this is the difference. You can pick one of these, and then you get all of these rules. If you also picked like one of them, then you get access to these vampire powers, which are specific to each family. So there's the Blood Dragon, there's the Neck Arc. The Neck Arcs as well, by the way, they're supposed to visually look like Nosferatu. Um, for those who love vampire nerding. Strigoi, and then the Lamians. And Lamians have always been my favorite. Because they like skeletons and they're the intrigue vampires. So then spells, and then your boring but reasonably clear army list. And then right at the very back of the book, right there. And I'm pretty sure yeah, that's what I thought. So here is descriptions of some of the named characters that you might want to have in your world, in your games. You'll notice something interesting about these named characters. They don't have rules. Because they don't need rules. Also, this guy, I'm sure people don't know. I've never heard of him. Anyone else's favorite vampire character, Zacharias the Ever Living? I know mine is. Legion of the Dead. Are these the Oh, these are the special recommended. These are the recommended lists. So like you could flavor your list, right? Necroc. Yeah. Necroc. Necroc was cool. Necroc was my second favorite after Lamians. It's probably Lamians, then Necroc, then Von Carsteins, then Blood Dragons, and then Strigoi. Strigoi, like in this, that's why I say that Age of Sigmar really improved Strigoi, because they actually got kind of a unique thing. They weren't just the fail vampires, if that makes sense. Nobody wants to be the fail vampires. Yeah, it just kind of sucks. So, like recommended things you can put in the lists of units and stuff like that, and it doesn't give you anything because it doesn't need to. Because it's just a hey, you want to have a Von Carstein flavored list? This is what's in it. There's not a reward. It's just here it is if you want it. So, and like they're all there. And like a lot of the old books of this era used to have that. Yeah. And so like that's basically that's it. That's what my review of it's an amazing set. The models are still absolutely brilliant as they always have been. Like Games Workshop doesn't drop the ball when it comes to making miniatures very often. But like these just like I don't freaking know.